Hello everybody, again welcome to my video. This is Parson. So here we're at St. Louis, Missouri at the Gateway Cup. This is my biggest race of the year, and I drove the day of the race. The race started in the afternoon at about 3 p.m. So I woke up and I drove about 8 hours. I had 3 stops along the way just to shake my legs a little bit. Um, so here the race starts, and with the normal bike racing, everybody is going um, fast, trying to get in a good position, trying to get that protection from the wind. It was a little bit windy. I can't remember the what the wind speed was, and to add on the speed, as you can see, just on the go at like 25 miles per hour. Everybody's legs are fresh. This is the first race, and this is cut 4-5. I had the option of signing up for the cut 3-4 because right now I'm cut 4, but I decided against it because I really wanted to get a full experience of racing the 4-5. What I mean by that is that I wanted to do a race and have time to reflect other than just focusing on the next race. And that time to reflect, that's what allows me to think, to reflect, to look back at the mistakes that I made, and also rest and recover. And thus, I ended up doing the 4 races. But if I get the chance again next year to go to this race, my plan would be to double up. That means 2 races a day. So I hope my legs will be ready for that. And so, right at the start of the race, as you notice that everybody was moving fast. For me, I'm still struggling with that start, just start and go. I'm used to running, so I used to do in college. I did like cross country and track, and then after college I did marathons, and then I did ultra marathons, where you always more like aim for the negative split, which means you have to start a little bit slower and then finish strong at the end. But in bike racing, my observation, correct me if I'm wrong, my observation is that you start with the speed of the pack, you stay with the pack, you hide on wheels. Right here, I wasn't that much protected the whole of this race, and so by starting slow, I expose myself to wind, and I have to fight against the wind, and I'm not drafting or on somebody's airstream, which means I'm working hard. And in this hill, I think there's a lot of wind coming from my left, coming on the left hand side, and oh, actually, no, this is not where the wind is coming from the left hand side. I think it's the other side of the straightaway. And another advantage, so another good thing that I really loved about the race is, I mean, this particular race was how wide the roads were. That kind of brought in a little bit of me being comfortable racing. However, I still struggled with that comfortability. I had so much fear. I will talk more about that later as the race progresses. So here you can see that I'm like, oh yeah, my legs are fine. I'm just gonna take in the wind, and I'm not really thinking about saving energy, getting protected, being inside there. And the reason I'm not there is because I am scared, to be honest with you. Um, so look at this, I'm taking the inside lane. I slowed down to take that inside lane, and then everybody around me just accelerated. I'll come back to the fear point. So what was happening with the corners, my observation after this race was that if you take the inside, people are going to brake. And if somebody's in front of you, you're more forced to brake. And however, people that are taking the outside, they were able to maintain the speed. Yes, they were doing more distance, a longer distance taking the outside, but they were able to they were able to maintain their speed, and they were just flowing on the corners. There wasn't any huge discrepancies between the speed that you come into the corner and the speed outside the corner. And after noticing that, after observing that strategy, most of my races, I was just trying to take the outside corner as much as possible, and I guess that counts as I don't have much experience. Now coming back to the point of fear, in most of these races, I mean, this is one of the biggest races that I've done so far, where we have about 70, 75 guys just racing bikes like just racing bikes, and we're pretty moving like, I think our average speed for this race ended up being like 26 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. But like moving at that speed, having so many people around you, um, not knowing how the rider in front of you rides, not knowing how the rider behind you rides, or the riders on the side. all of those things, they just caused so much fear within me. I was just scared that somebody's going to make a mistake and I'm going to crash. This is my first big race. Then what would be the point of me driving 7, 8 hours just to come down here to crash and be out of the race? So that was everything that was in my head. And you can see how much it prevented me from doing the best that I can do at a given time. And so and that's the other reason I'm just not in the middle of the pack, because I'm just not comfortable. I'm scared of being there, and so I couldn't do my ideal race situation. You see the speed just rose to 22 miles per hour, and then now I have to put in like 700, 600 watts just to catch up with the riders. And in all of this corner, after taking the corner every time, like my goal was not to get out of the saddle. I was always doing this inside the saddle, so I was happy with that. I've never really seen my power go that high while I'm sitting on the saddle. But anyway, so being in the middle of the pack, it's so scary because, as I've mentioned before, I don't know how these guys handle their bikes. But when I'm here in Omaha, I don't really care where I am position-wise, just because I know the riders. I can see the rider who has less experience, and I try to, if that rider is in front of me, I leave more room for mistakes. But if I know that the rider in front of me, he's a good bike handler and he has experience in riding in the peloton with echelons, and when we start doing the pace lines and everything, so I'm more comfortable because I know the guys. Here I didn't know anyone, and I had that mentality that this is 4-5, so we're all the same. We can all make mistakes, and all of those things going in my head just made me scared, made me cringe a little bit. I mean, not a little bit. This race I was worse. I was scared of doing anything. If I was gonna do something, I just wanted to have my own space. But as you can see, I'm just trying to sit in. I mean, basically, I'm just getting battered by the wind here. And again, I'm taking this corner slow, and look at the power numbers. They're just gonna go up again. And so this was more like an interval session training, but it wasn't working. I was just destroying my legs. At the end of the race, I mean, you can check my Strava. I think my heart rate was around 181, between 180 and 182 if I'm not mistaken. So I'll say around 181 if I remember very well. Just because of where my head was and how I was doing this race, there was never a point where I was protected. Even right now, instead of sitting right behind this guy, that I would be getting a very, very good drive from him. But I'm just slightly off him because I don't trust him. And that's my biggest lesson with bike racing, is that yes, you don't know the bike handling of the guy in front of you, but you have to trust the guy, the wheel in front of you. And once I started observing those things, I think that's when I started to get more comfortable, as you will, you will see on a couple of videos that are there to come. But anyways, let me not waste your time with my gibbering here. So here we just kept going and going. I kept moving up and coming back, moving up and coming back, doing the yo-yo, and look at my heart rate is still 183, and we're already in about 8 minutes. That was just torture. But it was a learning curve. I had a lot of things to learn, and I'm glad, I'm happy I did this race. And so looking at it right now, like I should have taken that wheel of the gentleman in yellow over there, or just followed these guys, because it looks like they're the team. They look like they know what they're doing. And if I just sit on their wheel, they can protect me or drag me up there. And I think that's one of the things that I started looking at a couple of races. So I'm going to fast forward here. I'm like, okay, let me move up, gain free speed. Everybody's freewheeling, putting in a couple of pedal strokes. And again, we're taking this, so I slow down. I think I hit my brakes actually there. And then again, I'm accelerating, trying to move up. And I was feeling pretty okay here, like, okay, I've moved up. If I can just stay in this position, but I will easily lose focus and find myself way back again. So here I'm like, okay, my legs are feeling it, let me go. I think this was a slight uphill, so I kind of, I love going up a hill, even though I'm not that good of a climber, but I just enjoy doing it. And here, this is the point. So here I was scared, to be honest with you. I was scared being up here. I was like, why am I up here? I'm wasting time, I'm wasting energy. I need to find a wheel, I need to hide. I'm not gonna pull in this group. And just all of those thoughts coming in at once made me slow down, move back. And while I was doing that, everybody was like, oh, opportunity. Everybody was just passing me. And again, if you look at here, I'm not protected. and I'm just out there. There's nothing. I'm trying to sit on this guy's wheel, but I'm not comfortable sitting behind his wheel. But I'm really not comfortable. My heart rate is 189, and look at the amount of power. That part of it is just the nerves, the fear of being up there. Like, man, why am I here? I don't deserve to be here. I'm not that good at this thing. I have less experience. I just started riding last year in May. I shouldn't be up here. I'm wasting energy. I need to get back to the group. I'm trying to get back to the group. Nobody is waiting for me to get back to the group so that I can be protected. This is not a group ride. This is a race, you know. So guys are just passing by. Again, I'm not protected. If you look up there, there's some attacks going on. But you know how it is. Cut 4-5, most of the attacks, they bring them back or they don't last much. So people will just let them go. And of course, within a lap, we'll catch up with whosoever just went up. And so like, okay, fine, I'll sit back and then hit this corner. Again, I'm gonna lose position. If you can see, I've just, the guy with pink socks, he just came in front of me, and another guy is coming in. I'm moving backwards, and this is about, let me see, about 3 laps to go. It's 31 miles per hour, but I'm moving backwards. I should be following a wheel here and trying to move up or trying to defend my position. And coming to this corner, again, my heart rate, I was just not comfortable, and then I have to put in about 600-700 power just to cover this gap. So I was not being efficient, basically. So and here we go. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fast forward again. But to be honest, let me just check it through because I think about 6 more minutes. So it was more like right now it's towards the end. Everybody wants to be up there. All of us wants to be up there. The group is swelling, looking at the speed of moving at 18-20 miles per hour. Nobody wants to go up to the pool. Nobody wants to do anything, and this is the perfect time for attack. In my head was just like, you should be up there right now. This is the perfect time to attack. Nobody wants to go up. Just string the field and see who's gonna come with you and try to work with that group. Now we have 3.5 laps to go. And so I wish I could have known that, and I've done that, but you know, again, this was a learning experience. And then on my left, you see these guys in neon color. I should have grabbed one of their wheels because, again, that's why in the big part of the race I was like, these guys looks like they know what they're doing. So sorry about that. I don't know what's going on right now with the video. But anyways, yeah, I should have just jumped on their wheel and just kept following them. I think I could have been in a better position. I mean, just I enjoy watching these videos after I'm done because I'm looking at my mistakes. I'm thinking about next season. How am I going to improve? How am I going to practice this? I think that's the biggest challenge I have right now. How am I going to practice this? Because in the group rides, they're fine. To be honest with you, they're fine. You do the pace line. You're working together. No one is thinking about attacks, and just once in a while they happen, and so you don't really get this racing experience in a group. Fortunately enough, here in Omaha, we have this Tuesday practice crits. I think I was able to do 3 this year, but I don't think those were enough to prepare me to ride with such a big group. So I'm gonna do them still next year. But I think my ideal goal would be just to get a couple of guys where we can practice, like maybe attacking, or how to close down a gap, or how to just to attack by yourself and stay up there, have the group chase you, how not to have that fear that, I mean, how to have confidence in the bike when you're attacking, to know that, you know what, I know I can do this. The guys just are going to chase, but I think I can hold them off, having those guards, that confidence. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I want to practice for next season. So again, here the speed is still slowed down, but my heart rate is still up just because I know what's about to happen, and I know where I am leg-wise. Like my legs are tired, and so I didn't have the confidence, and already I'm falling behind here. There's a gap between me and that guy wearing the triple X stripes. That would have been a perfect place for me to go in and just hide in there. But at the same time, the pace, everybody's trying to move up, is trying to get into a good position, and this is hard. Like, that's the other thing that I learned, is that it's challenging if you don't have experience to move up the field within the last 5 laps. They go so quickly. Before you know it, it's 1 lap to go, and they're at the tail of the peloton, at the tail of the pack, and you're like, holy crap, I'm done. And so that's what happened to me. I think we're going to like 2 laps to go, and this guy leaves a huge gap, tried to close it, um, at the same time, like, man, I need to save my energy. And so I think it would have been interesting if I had a teammate on this race to see how it could have played out. And so actually, I think there are 2 laps to go. This is the last one. I'm not sure. Anyways, we'll see when we pass the start line. Sorry about the rotten camera. Like, yeah, I need to get a better one to. Yeah, 1 more lap to go. So I need to get a better one that holds it nice and tight. So, and the video keeps freezing. I don't know what's going on. So if you know what I can do to prevent that, please leave it in the comments below. Again, now this is the last lap. Everybody is going. After that corner, somebody attacked up front, and the pace just picked up. Unfortunately, my legs were gone. I couldn't bridge. I couldn't close this gap, and so there's a part of me that just gave up. Of like, you know what? I'm done with this race. I have 3 more races to go. That's enough time for me to practice doing this. But at the same time, I wanted to give it the best shot that I have, and so I ended up saying, you know what, let me just go for it. There I was out of the saddle for about 4 or 5 strokes, just trying to close this gap, trying to stay in this guy's wheel, but I was done. My legs were out. My legs were short by this time because I wasn't efficient in the beginning. So, but yeah, I think it's just mainly all about learning, all about taking those experiences in. You know, that's how you grow. The more you do these things, is the more you understand the dynamics of it, how to position yourself, where to be, when to string out the field. And that's what I've seen on the higher category races, is that the guys, they come in with the team and they just go up, and some of the teammates, they're just gonna push them hard for their sprinter and just push the pace so high that there won't be any attacks. And so here I've thrown in the towel. I'm like, yep, that's it guys, I'm done. And then I looked up, and then I saw the finish line. Then I told myself that, you know what, yes, just go for it. That's not a problem. Just hammer it as much as you can. Give it your best shot. And there it was. Then I crossed the finish line. And there it was.
Yeah, this is the situation right now. I have 71 hours of recovery. My company told me. Let me see. That was the toughest race I've ever done in my life. Yeah, those guys are strong. Tried moving up, but it wasn't my day today. Legs are aching, with no excuse. They're tough guys. They're tough. Tried moving up. Oh God, I'm telling you. Wasn't lying. 71 hours. Lord.